this is a tough pill to swallow for us. We're getting into Celtics talk right now. And I'll tell you what, I have been disappointed before in sporting events. I saw the David Tyree catch when I was younger. Lost sleep for almost a week. The Philly special Super Bowl, lost sleep over that. But I will tell you what, this Celtics team, I am embarrassed. What a gutless, absolutely sham of a team that we had. I am embarrassed.
Go get them, man. Go get them.
I am disappointed beyond all belief. And it's not because we lost. I'm disappointed because we lost. I'm disappointed even more of the way we lost. We looked like we wanted to be anywhere but the NBA Finals, and never mind the Eastern Conference Finals. I was, we texted during the games all the time, and I thought we had something coming, the momentum coming out of Game 5, Game 6, a horrendous start, but in that start the half, we had them. We had a good run, and as I said, I'm embarrassed. Doesn't happen often. I'm a little embarrassed to be a Celtics fan.
I think we all know how I felt, especially the last time I was on the pod. It was right before Game 5 of the Raptors series. I think it was before Game
6 of the
I think
Raptors
it was before
series.
Game 5 or Game 6. So you all know how I felt about that series, and we were able to pull that one out. I feel like right now it's iso ball. I just gave Big Red the ball, and he's just going to drive to the hoop. He's on a roll right now. With the Celtics, man, I mean...
I wish the Celtics would do that, drive to the hoop, instead of going 0 for about 20 from 3 and giving up the lead that you had. It was just a horrendous. They cannot close a game. Absolutely.
I'm clearing the lane for you, Big Red. If you're going to drive the lane, drive the lane. I'll step out of the way.
No, I'll just keep saying how awful that series was.
So I'll start with saying 3-1 is such a deep hole to put yourselves in, especially when games 1 and 2 should have been yours in the first place. They were a couple plays away from being able to either sweep or win this in 5. And they just didn't play their brand of basketball. Too many mistakes, too many turnovers. Certain players didn't show up. Certain players didn't play entire games. It was more frustrating than anything. Embarrass is a good word, but it's more just disappointing. You will never have this easy of a path. I'd argue again. The Clippers fall off. They don't even make it to the conference finals. The Bucks get bounced early. You don't even have to face them.
Rockets.
You sweep your first round. You only play 4 games, so it's not like you got stretched 7 games. Granted, the Raptors series was hard on you, but
that was the toughest series, I think.
And that was a series that you, again, could have gone up 3-0 if they don't hit that buzzer beater, and then you breeze through that one too. And then you play a Miami team, which I'll give them credit. They were a gutsy dog team that just grinded for every possession. They made everything so hard for the Celtics, but it was a beatable team.
Yeah.
It was a series that you should have had. You had more top end talent, and you let Bam Adebayo turn into the boogeyman in Game 6 and just completely take over in the fourth quarter. They were up 96-90 halfway through that quarter, and they fell apart. Let me just pull up the possessions after a certain shot. I'll credit to Dan Greenberg for tweeting this out.
Yeah, that was a great tweet.
Jason Tatum makes a 2-point shot to make it 102-103 with 5:40 left. These are the next possessions, Big Red, if you want to react accordingly. Kemba missed 3. Tatum turnover. Kemba missed 3. Tatum missed 3. Smart missed 3. Tatum missed a technical free throw. Jalen missed a 3. Smart missed a layup, and Kemba got a turnover.
Is there Gordon Hayward missed?
No Gordon Hayward misses. Just Kemba, Tatum, Smart, Jalen, and a free throw missed.
They missed the Gordon Hayward.
That's with
miss.
5:40 left in a 1-point game, and that was the result afterward.
They missed the Gordon Hayward missed layup too. It was terrible. As I said, can't close a game out. You take the lead, you're battling, that's a hard-fought game, and you miss layups. You stop taking it to the hoop. You miss free throws. You turn the ball over. No guts in this team, and just an absolute disappointment. The one guy, I'll give him 2, even though he had a turnover and a couple misses in there. The 2 guys that I don't have any I don't put pretty much none. Everyone shares a little bit of the blame pie.
You're cutting some slack.
Two guys I cut slack: Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. Jaylen Brown was the most consistent player in this series, in this season, this playoff bubble. When I say season, the bubble. In the season, he was really good all year, but the bubble, playoff run, I don't think they gave him the ball enough, to be honest with you. He was the most consistent shooter on that team.
Definitely the most aggressive.
Most aggressive, driving to the hoop. I think they had to get him the ball more in crunch time, which they didn't. Marcus Smart, defensively and intensity. I think the true leader of the Celtics team.
The heart and soul of the Celtics.
Heart and soul of this team. I cut him a little slack too. He does things like I was saying about Marcus Smart when I was watching the game.
He's such a no yes guy.
Yeah.
Like every time he rears up for a shot, I'm like, he's gonna brick this, and then sometimes he hits it, man. Sometimes he hits it.
And he does he'll do play the whole game, 3/4 of doing nothing but awesome, excellent, high intelligent basketball move.
And then sometimes he falls into that hero ball.
5 possessions.
He'll fall into hero ball, yeah.
I think big into the loss that made him go 3-1. There was a point where we had him on the ropes. We were down 3. And he takes this hero ball 3-point shot. Didn't make any sense. Turns the ball over a couple times late. But That
was my biggest gripe with Game 6 is we were kind of kicking their ass the entire fourth quarter up until a point, and they fell into that trap of let's just go for home run threes. Let's get these guys out of here. I'd so much rather, if you want to try to go for home run threes, if you miss those first 2 threes, start driving back to the hoop, man. Get those guaranteed buckets. Don't start jacking up threes thinking, all right, well, either these are going to fall and we're going to run them off the court, or we miss a couple, but the rest are going to hit, and then that'll get us back into the game. You dug yourselves way too deep of a hole. And I know the final score is 125-13. It wasn't even that close. I mean, no. Once the floodgates opened, we just got buried, man.
Yeah. And give credit to the Miami team, like we said. Bam Adebayo is an all-star. Great, one of the best centers in the game. Jimmy Butler is an all-star and doesn't get enough credit he deserves. But you let some of these rookies, these 20-year-old kids, beat you.
You let Tyler Hero beat you single-handedly.
Beat you. You let
Duncan Robinson hit some huge threes.
Robinson beat
Dragic hit some huge threes.
You let old man Iguodala beat you. And give credit to Iguodala. He's a vet. He's been there now 6 times, right? This is his 6th NBA Finals appearance in a row.
Right, yeah.
Jay Crowder. You let Jay beat you. You let all these guys, vet guy, old guys or young guys beat you. You should be embarrassed. That's an embarrassing thing. You have Jaylen Brown going into the prime, Jason Tatum going into his prime. You brought over a star in Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward, who hasn't been right. He's been battling injuries. Marcus Smart, go down the line. Now, this leads me to my question for you. Who's to blame most? Who do you think's to blame of this absolute demise of a championship team?
I'm not going to blame him specifically for the team's play, because guys definitely could have executed better, and I do believe that it's up to a player to go out there, play their game, and if shots aren't falling, do something, change up the game plan. But I think Brad Stevens needs to at least get most of the blame here, just from an effort and game planning standpoint. I'm not saying fire the man. I'm not saying, pitchforks and torches, run him out of town. But you need to be able to either completely change your game plan and be able to break down a Miami zone, which wreaked havoc on you the entire series. You need to be able to get your guys' game ready. You can't let your guys go cold and give up games and fall into a 3-1 hole. You need to be able to, and you can't be losing double-digit leads. No. And I know that's guys on the court, and I know that's missed shots, and I know that's an effort issue, but it's in timeouts, it's in substitutions, it's in every facet of the game that is controlled by the coach. And I feel like Brad, he got outcoached. He got outcoached by Spoelstra in this series, and that's a tough pill to swallow. It's hard for me because, again, the path was so easy. You match up so well with the Lakers in the finals if you had gotten there. And I felt like this was such a good chance to get Banner 18. And we just kind of let it go because now KD and Kyrie will be back next year. Philly will have a new coach. Golden State will be back to full strength. The league is going to be harder next year. You don't know if Giannis and the Bucks are going to get bounced in the first round again. You don't know if Toronto isn't going to add another guy, and then they'll be even better, and then they'll beat you in a 7-game series. The Clippers are going to get better. So I felt like this was the Celtics' biggest chance to do it, and they fell flat on their face.
Now, two things from what you just said. One, give credit to Eric Spoelstra too, because he's one of my favorite.
A heck of a series.
He should have been the coach of the year this year, because what he did with that team, he made them an NBA Finals team. Not taking anything away from the players that are on that team. He was what got them over the hump of that team. His game planning, his creativeness on the defensive side, everything.
He just pressed all the right buttons at the right time.
He called all the right plays. And I'm one of the biggest Brad Stevens guys you'll ever meet. I do not want him fired. I think he still has a lot left to give to the Celtics. But with that said, for the first time ever in his Celtics career, in his coaching career with the Celtics, his feet have to be to the fire.
Yeah.
I think. I've given him excuses year after year. This year he got flat out coached, pressed every wrong button he could press. He made bad substitutions. He took guys out when they shouldn't have been taken out, especially in a game 6 when you're trying to get to game 7.
That's a winner go home game.
It's a winner go home.
It
doesn't matter for rest. You need to play for tomorrow.
You need to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this team just to hope that you play a game 7.
And he found the right combination with Grant Williams coming in the game after Tice got out. Mm-hmm. They went on like an 11-1 run, 11-2 run when he was in. He took him out around that 5:40 mark with that play, the Tatum layup, and put Gordon in. And Gordon had a bad game. Played 32 minutes and got 12 points. Missed a ton of shots, ton of layups, and they should not have taken Grant Williams out of the game. And that's just one example of the many bad substitutions he has made in this Eastern Conference Finals. He made every wrong call you can make. Didn't ride guys that were high, rode guys that were having tough games. And, what do I know? You know what I mean? I'm just some schlub here that coaches Division III freshman basketball. Like Brad Stevens knows way more about the game than I do. But from a person that loves basketball, I think he just made every wrong move you could make it coaching. Like
it's tough
from top to bottom.
It's tough. I mean, again, and I texted you this team, they're young. I mean, I'm not saying they're old.
The young card is getting old.
They're reaching their prime. I'm not going to say they're in their prime right now, but they're reaching their prime. You're not a bunch of overachievers anymore. Like, people know what this team is. This is a good basketball team. You're not going to get overlooked anymore. You're not the underdogs anymore. You're expected to get to the finals now. Brad was able to play that card when it was a rookie Tatum and a second-year Jalen.
Kyrie and then screwed up.
Kyrie's injured and stuff like that. He didn't have Hayward. He didn't have Kyrie. And especially with last year losing to Giannis in the second round, Brad Stevens needs to be able to get over this hump of the Eastern Conference Finals. You can't just be happy with getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. You need to be able to get to the finals and win. This core won't be around forever. They'll be around for a good amount of years. Yeah. But this core can't be around forever. You need to be able to capitalize on them. And that's probably the most frustrating part of missing out on this opportunity, because if Brad Stevens and the Celtics win the championship this year, that changes everything for this franchise.
It changes everything.
Everything.
You were able to get a big name free agent in here to help kind of fill what Gordon was trying to do here. You're able to do so much. You give confidence to these young guys. Even just getting to the NBA Finals, you give these young guys confidence. I'm tired of the we're young thing. I get it. Jason Tatum's he's gonna go into his 4th year. Jaylen Brown into his 5th year. Marcus Smart has been around here for a while. Tice is older, but you have Kemba Walker's a veteran. Gordon Hayward's a veteran. Enes Kanter's a veteran. Rob Williams is young. I'll give you that. And he hasn't really played enough. They need to get him more involved into the game. And Grant Williams, who was a big player, is young. I get that. But your core of guys, Jason Tatum's going into his 4th year. Jaylen Brown into his 5th year. Marcus Smart, I don't know what year he's going into, but way more than that. Kemba's, 30 something, Gordon's 30 something. You got some vet guys on this team. You need to make a run. You need to make it to the finals. You have the horses.
I worry more about the mental aspect of if these guys keep falling short of the finals, then you're going to get into these Eastern Conference Finals series, and these guys are going to be second guessing themselves like, man, we haven't gotten over this hump how many times now? 3, 4, 5. And I feel like that, I don't know if that played a part in this particular series, but
I don't think it did it.
Going forward, I do worry that it'll be a game 5 or a game 6, and they'll be thinking, man, we've been here before and we've fallen flat on our face. And that doubt can almost seep in. And that's why I felt like this could have been a good opportunity to get over that hump, get these guys those. I know it's not in front of fans and it's not the same, but to at least say I played in the NBA Finals, I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to play NBA Finals games. That can completely change a player's mentality and a team's mentality.